Good cold morning from Hematite Homestead. Always something to do, and today we have to winterize these pig shelters. All right, things are starting to warm up now. We had a very cold night last night, our very first frost of the year. It's November 3rd, and it was supposed to get down in the 30s, and I think it got below 30. Had a heavy frost this morning. Our water hoses were froze. We had a little bit of ice layer on the pig water bowls. So today we're going to take a little break from the woods and get these Kunekune shelters winterized. All right, Sooner and Peachy have come by to see me. They were snoozing and heard me come in with the tractor, and they got to come see what's going on. So we hadn't talked much about these houses. We built this primarily out of pallets and just stuff we had left over laying around the house. Metal roof was left over. If you remember when Ida pushed through, we came in here and put this pallet down on the bottom because all the water drains right in here, and we got it up off the ground. So last winter, this is a little bit of insulation here, and we put it in here. This came in a shipping container that we used and broke down and used the wood out of it, and we saved it. And the goats kind of nibbled on it and got it all out of whack in some places, but it looks pretty good shape in here. I'm going to go with what we got here. So all I'm going to do here is put these, keep the cool air and the wind out on the front, and put a nice bed of straw in here. All right, I'm going to put this up first, and we made it so that it comes right on and off. Labeled it with the girls because this was the girls' house when we had both pastures open over here. But if you watch the Greener Pastures videos, you saw that we moved the boys over to the other side, and now they're both girls, but I have them labeled girls and boys, so I know which house they came off of and which house they go back on. It just fits right up there. And that's all there was to it. Now I'll put a bed of straw in here. I already opened this up nice so it fits real good, and they can walk right through it. And keeps the wind out, and with the hay in there and the insulation put on the walls, keep it nice and toasty in there. Now these pigs do generate a lot of heat. I remember when we got Poppy and Oliver, and they were over across the other side in the pig house we built out of pallets. And then we got Simon and Pumpkin, and we put them in there too. And it was a deep bed of hay, and they would crawl right underneath that hay. You could stick your hand in there, and it was really, really warm. I mean, almost so warm you didn't want to leave your hand in there. So they'll curl up together and generate a lot of heat, and they'll stay warm in here. All right, there is one complete, and this is what it'll look like to them. I'll just scoot these aside and come up in here, and it's really deep right now. They'll come in here and root around and make it how they want it. And they should stay nice and toasty in here. All right, this is the old boys' house. This is the one that the goats ate all the insulation out of. I didn't realize all of it was gone, so I'm gonna take a few minutes and put some insulation back in it. And I'm just gonna screw it in the walls with some little Phillips head screws. We did staples last year. My stapler's not at the house right now. I loaned it out. So I'm just gonna do drywall screws and then put the front on it and fill it up too. All right, so this silver stuff here is the insulation we talked about over there. We got it out of a shipping container. They were going to throw the box away. It was a big, long box, and I asked for it, and they gave it to us. They brought it up here on a tractor trailer, unloaded it, and we kept all the wood out of it and most of the insulation. Most of that wood we have over there in the farrowing barn. We'll take a look at that sometime. So I'm going to spend a few minutes getting some insulation back in these walls. And it's primarily just to keep the wind out. You can see the light through the cracks back there. Okay, there's that. It doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be perfect, but effective is what I'm looking for. I'm going to go back and stuff some straw in these corners here. They got air gaps to go all the way through. I just barely put the screws in this. It was wanting to pop all the way through it. So I'm going to put the front on it and another deep bed of straw, and we'll be good to go here. All right, there's two of them, the two original ones. Let's take a look in here and see what this looks like. A nice deep bed of straw in here too. I attached this insulation on the bottom, but I didn't trim it. I just rolled it up underneath there. That way, in case we want to use it for something else, I won't have a bunch of small pieces. Oh, and I forgot to put some straw in the corners. I need to do that. I need to pack some straw in the corners, and this one will be good to go. All right, there's two houses down. That's probably big enough for all five of them over here to get in there and hang out together. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 of them over here. I'm gonna do these box houses next. I'm gonna do them a little bit different. Sooner and Peaches are already over there laying in the straw that I have outside the house that I was picking all this from. So I think they're probably gonna like laying that. All right, this is the box house. This was a box parts were delivered in for a maintenance job where I work at, and of course the box is going to be thrown away. I asked for it, gave it to me. We actually have 3 of these now, and we just rolled it right on its side and put a metal roof on it. Get up here. Put a metal roof on it, and it's made a nice house. It even has a wooden floor. What am I doing to your house? You got some hitchhikers on you. You've been down there in the brush. She's barely making it in here. Fucking come up here and see what I'm doing. If you remember from watching the Meet the Herd, this right here is Pumpkin. This is our area Gianna. She's the one that's giving us 2 beautiful litters. Come here, girl. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, I gotta get back. All right, we are done in the girls' pasture. What we ended up doing is I just cut this and the lid in half and I screwed it to here, and I just let the screws loose so that we can get it on off it easily. And then I decided that I was not going to put the weather stripping on the front of it because I think they'll be a little bit timid to go in there being all closed in. I'm going to leave it open like this and see how they react to that for a few days. This is I got this one already. We'll leave that for the rest of the winter. And then this area, I filled it full of straw, but it was never really intended to be housing in the winter time for any of the animals. The primary purpose of this was to keep the goats out of the rain when they shared this pasture with the boys. Now, they don't like the rain one bit, so we made this for them to get away from the rain. Over here, I did the same thing to it, and it's got a nice bed of straw on the inside of it. So that should keep all these guys nice and warm for the next few days during this cold spell that we're getting. There's Poppy and Pumpkin. I raked all the leaves against the fence over here. We revealed some green grass for these guys to nibble on. They went over and played in the leaves for a little while. And you see over there, they're messing around in my straw. That's where some of it fell apart. And I'm going to leave it there. They're having fun in it. Alright, so one of the boys, the only thing I do with the boys is get straw in their houses. We already let the weather stripping down. We had it tied back all summer, and we let it down and try and get it straightened out. We'll go over and put some straw in their houses, and we'll be done. So while we're still in the girls' pasture, I forgot to mention the watering station. We set up this watering station for the winter. What we'll do is fill up this and this with the collapsible water hose, which we will put it in a 5-gallon bucket, and when we use it, we'll drain it, put it in the bucket, and take it back in the house. Well, we had lots of frozen water hose problems last year, and we're hoping that's going to solve that problem. Little doggy. What's she doing, honey? What's she doing? Hello. Alright, we are at the boys. I've grabbed 2 new bales of straw. I used 2 over in the girls. I'm going to use 2 over here. This was originally the very first farrowing area we had. I'm going to put a little bit in here, not too much. It doesn't seem like anybody's really using this much. And same thing over here. I'm going to put a little bit in here, but I'm not going to go crazy with it because we think that they're all sleeping in the other house down on the other side, and we'll go look at that in a minute. There is Snickers and Caramel. They are enjoying eating this. All kinds of green stuff out here for them to eat. And they want to come over here and eat this. I guess because it's something new and different. Alright, so I'm going to walk through here. This is open on both sides. We're not going to close this side just because we don't think anybody's really using it. But last winter we put a sheet OSB up over top of that and closed it all winter long. So there's the door for this. And it'll straighten back out. We had it tied up with a rope all summer long. But after a few days, we get the temperature up too, it'll straighten back up. And they're wanting to eat it. I gotta go get a little bit more. Oh, they're going to race me to it. You're going to race me to the straw. All right, I'm going to take the rest of this, boys. And that one's going back to the house. Here, you can have this. Here you go. Y'all can have that. Yeah, there you go. I thought they weren't going to take it. Usually when we want them to have something, they don't want it. And when we don't want them to have something, they want to take it from us. Silly goats. Yeah, you can move around in it tonight and make you a nice pillow. Or you going to eat it. You want to eat it too, huh? Yeah, he's taking a whole flake. He wants to chomp up on it. Is that dinner? It's not time for dinner yet. You still got a little bit before it's dinner time. Yummy. Well, don't eat your bed, buddy. go up here and check out this watering station. We only use one on this side. We don't need near as much. There's only 4 boys over here, and we've already filled it up with water. Glass bowl hose goes over there by her car is where we hook up on the other side of the house there. And I guess she'll use this bucket. Must be what she has that for, use this bucket to transport it. All right, I'm headed back to clean up my mess. Look at that. What are you doing with that? So I was getting ready to say, I see you. I see you. You ain't got to show me. That wants me scratching. Hang on a minute. I gotta scratch all of it. Okay, buddy. Alright. Sorry for that interruption from Oliver. Alright, I'm taking this back to the house, boys. We have the strings. Alright, Ollie, I gotta go to the house and get your food ready. Hi. So, is hay better than straw, or straw better than hay for bedding? We're going to find out. We got these loaded down with straw. We'll make that choice, and we'll let you know how it works out for us. This is Kunekune Shelters winterized. Get us through this next couple days cold spell. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and liking these videos, and can't wait to show you another one. Thanks a lot.